He was once a friend of the West, praised by America, feared by his neighbors. But how did Saddam Hussein go from being the golden boy of the Middle East to one of the most hunted men on earth? This is the real story of Saddam Hussein, the man, the myth, the manipulator, beyond propaganda and politics. Saddam Hussein was born in 1937 in a poor village near Tikrit, Iraq. Raised by a nationalist uncle, young Saddam absorbed the ideology of Arab unity, anti-colonialism and ruthless ambition. In 1957 he joined the Ba'ath Party, a political movement pushing for Arab nationalism and socialism. By 1968 a successful coup brought the Ba'ath Party to power in Iraq, with Saddam quickly rising to become its strongman. He wasn't just a politician, he was a master of intelligence networks, a manipulator of fear and a student of both Stalin and Machiavelli. In 1979, Saddam forced President Ahmed Hassan al-Bakr to resign and took full control of Iraq. It was the beginning of a rule marked by paranoia, brutality and surprising global alliances. Here's where the story gets complicated. During the 1980s, Saddam's Iraq became a key strategic ally of the United States. Why? Because Iraq was fighting Iran, America's arch rival after the 1979 Islamic Revolution. The US provided Iraq with satellite intelligence, political support, and even facilitated access to weapons indirectly through third parties. Was Saddam a US puppet? Not exactly. He used the US for his own agenda, but he was always playing his own game. A nationalist to the core, he believed Iraq could lead the Arab world, and saw himself as a modern-day Nebuchadnezzar. The Iran-Iraq War, 1980 and 1988, was one of the longest and deadliest conflicts of the 20th century. Saddam launched it, fearing the rise of Shia revolution across the region. With Western support and massive arms purchases, Iraq fought Iran to a brutal stalemate. But what darkened Saddam's legacy forever was his use of chemical weapons both against Iranian forces and, chillingly, against his own people, especially in Halabja in 1988, where thousands of Kurdish civilians were killed in a single day. The world watched, and mostly stayed silent. In 1990, Saddam made a catastrophic move. He invaded Kuwait. The world reacted with fury. The US led a coalition to drive Iraqi forces out. During this Gulf War, Saddam launched Scud missiles at Israel, hoping to drag them into the war and fracture the Arab coalition. Israel held back under US pressure. Iraq was bombed relentlessly, but Saddam remained in power. His image in the Arab world? Surprisingly, he became a symbol of resistance to Western dominance, especially after challenging American might and surviving. After the Gulf War, Saddam agreed to UN inspections to dismantle his weapons of mass destruction, WMDs. For years, international teams searched Iraq, sometimes obstructed by Saddam's regime, other times used by the West for intelligence gathering. By the late 1990s, most WMDs were likely destroyed, but the US still claimed Saddam was hiding them. In truth, he wanted the world, and Iran, to believe he still had them as a form of deterrence. That bluff would cost him everything. In 2003, under President George W. Bush, the US invaded Iraq. The justification? Saddam's supposed WMDs. The real reason? A mix of geopolitical strategy, post-9/11 paranoia, oil interests and unfinished business from 1991. Iraq was invaded, Baghdad fell, but Saddam vanished. He and his sons Uday and Qusay moved between safe houses. In December 2003, Saddam was found in a tiny underground bunker near Tikrit, unshaven, disoriented and captured without a fight. His once mighty empire had crumbled into dust. Saddam was tried by an Iraqi court, found guilty of crimes against humanity, and executed by hanging in 2006. His final moments were caught on shaky cell phone footage, a dictator brought down not by an uprising but by geopolitics and betrayal. His death did not bring peace. Iraq plunged into sectarian violence, civil war and terrorism. The power vacuum left by Saddam gave birth to something worse. ISIS. Was Saddam the lesser evil? History continues to debate. The story of Saddam Hussein is not just about a dictator. It's a lesson in power, ambition, and betrayal. He ruled through fear, but also lifted Iraq's education and healthcare in the early years. He was loved by some, hated by many, and misunderstood by most. He played the superpowers and was eventually crushed by them. The West helped build Saddam and then destroyed him. He used terror to hold a nation together, and without him it fell apart. The moral? Beware of unchecked power, beware of foreign manipulation, and beware of believing that today's ally won't become tomorrow's enemy. Saddam Hussein's fall wasn't just the end of a regime. It was the beginning of chaos that still burns in the heart of the Middle East. If you found this story eye-opening, subscribe for more untold histories. This was the rise and fall of Saddam Hussein, the dictator who danced with empires and paid the price. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe for more powerful stories.